Welcome and welcome back to all that the wind has brought here, to another episode of Pumpkin Days. Give me just a sec, guys. Okay, just had to double check that the recording software is working properly, because Pumpkin Days doesn't tend to like recording software very much. Anyway, we have some mail in the mailbox, and our crops are going to water themselves today, so we can take a look at popping open this farming quota. There it is. Because there's no quests other than the farming quota. My bad. And look at getting some of these seeds today, which should be fun. And, the snow seems to turn the volume down quite a bit in-game. You can kind of hear our footsteps. Just a little bit. But there's no music at the moment, so it is a little bit quieter. I know. Let's go ahead and grab up this mail. Here's the payment for our last shipment. Excellent. We have 1,000 gold, which actually would be enough for us to pay off our land and start working on some things. But for right now, what we're going to do is we're going to try and get some of these crops. Because doing anything after paying for our land is going to cost even more money. So we're going to grab some crops. Just anything we can, really. And see what it can all come to. But we are going to need some stuff. And hopefully we can get extra money for completing the whole list, but we'll have to see if we have enough money for it. So, things that we need at the moment. We need to buy green beans. We will need 10 of these. We are going to need potatoes. We're going to need 10 of these. We won't be planting all of this at once. A walnut tree seed, that could actually be really good for us. We're getting a little bit more variety. And a peach tree as well. Or apricot tree. Yeah, we'll grab one. Sure. We can take a look at the info on these guys. Summer, so if we get it planted now, it should be good. And spring and summer. Okay. Let's make sure there's nothing else going on. We could buy, like, sugar beets, but we don't need them. That should be enough for now. We'll have to come back for some of the other stuff. Now, we do still have almost 1,000 gold, and what we're going to go ahead and check on and see is, can we get any more ore, either for a pickaxe or for ores. But actually, let's check the home improvement store. If we can get ourselves a sawmill or a smeltery or an anvil, all of those things would be awesome to get our hands on. I don't know if that's going to be possible, but we will try. Let's close this for right now. Hold on. Never mind. Let's close that for now. And let's see if we can buy anything. So smelter's only 250. That could be really good for us. The other thing we could do is we could cut wood and try to craft some things, and that would get us some early money as well. What I am actually thinking, the sawmill and the crafting bin is going to leave us with all of 3 gold. Sure, but we do have an iron axe. And as much as I'd like us to be able to get our own metals, I think this is the way to go for right now. Yeah, so what we'll do is we will buy this, and we will buy this. And that way we can actually cut some wood. We can't cut a lot of wood because our axe is only iron, but that should give us enough money to deal with everything else that we have subsequently kind of lost here. And of course, we'll keep checking the trash cans because that'll get us even more money. But for starters, what we really are going to need to do is get these trees into the ground. I will take free energy. And see what we can do with cutting lumber and maybe doing some fishing. Let's see here. We have none of these things, but we might be able to catch a northern pike. It's debatable, but we might be able to pull that off. But for now, we need all of this trash to get us off to a good start. Except the nets. We will use those later. I do promise we will use those later. Just not yet. Because later on, we may need to catch some bugs. And we will need a bug net for that. But for the moment, we're just going to try and cut some wood and craft some things. A TV would have also been useful for this, but we'll just throw in some planks and see if we can't make something. We'll be able to craft more as we go along, but yeah. So we will do this guy, and we'll hold on to the nets for right now. Okay. So we're going to get these new trees planted, and then we're going to start with the lumber in our yard, because that's going to be one of the better places for us to start. It's still not going to be great for us, but at least something. Let's see. So 1, 2, 3. Should need to go there. Yeah. Okay. So pop that there. And then one more. 1, 2, 3. And this one we will pop here. These should water themselves, but we do have to wait a minute. And what we will do is we will start with all of the wood in this field. I do really want to try and make sure this axe does not break. Okay. And then we'll eat some jounce. Because it's not worth any money anyway. A little bit more wood. When we start to hear this one, because this is an iron tool, we'll sell this. It should start to sound like that. That's the sound of it breaking. So, we are not even going to push this one to the limit because it's worth too much money. We are going to take this sawmill and put it very, very far away. Because this thing is very loud. And we don't need to be listening to that. So we'll leave it over there. This, however, this doesn't make hardly any noise. So this can go right here. We're going to sell this. We're going to sell this axe because currently it's worth 100 gold. If we didn't sell it and we broke it, it would be worth nothing at all. And that would be bad. Now, yes, we do need to get these crops planted. However, we have one iron watering can. So getting all of these planted is probably not the best plan. What I think we'll do is we will get 2 plots. Because a watering can in one motion can water a plot of 4. And then potatoes are only 3 days, and green beans are 5. But they do regrow as well. So, we're going to actually start with these. I know that seems silly, starting with the plant that takes longer when we need money, but they regrow. So the sooner we get them in the ground, the better. Potatoes are one and done. So the chances of getting an extra harvest are going to be worth that. And we'll run up here to the lake and we'll do a little bit of fishing. We have a wooden fishing rod, so we can't catch a whole lot, but we'll catch some and we'll sell some.
Hey.
Hi, Nora. Min may not say much when you first talk to her. But if you're nice to her and make the effort, she'll talk eventually.
Hey.
Hey, Skipper. Min may not say da-da-da-da. Okay, you don't have anything else to say. Okay. Anyway, we have a bit of a jog ahead of us before we get to the lake. But it's not even 7 o'clock, so we should be fine. And yes, there's another plot of land up here that we could have purchased instead, but that would be much further from the town, and we're not going to go to the lake every day yet. I say every day because, well, we can own multiple properties, and a fishing rod might be the better tools that we get for a bit. But ideally, I would love for us, one, to get our hands on some free lavender. I'm okay with that. But 2, what am I doing here? Okay. But 2 is if we could also get a bit of fish, because while I don't intend to do the total exploit, there is an exploit that you could do. We may at least get our hands on some of the things that would be used for said exploit. And I'll tell you guys what that exploit is when we get closer to it. And we'll decide whether or not we need the money with how quickly these tools break. I know it's taken us nearly an hour to get up here. It's ridiculous to get up here. But it is going to be worth it to us. At least initially. Provided I can catch fish, and that's an entirely different challenge. Whoop, sorry guys, cat things. Hopefully we can get this better fairly quickly, because we do actually have to do some fishing in order to complete the main quest of this game. And as you guys may have learned in Roots of Pacha, I am not the biggest fan of fishing mechanics in these games. But I'm here. I'm trying for it. We'll see how this goes. The good thing about being up here in Diamond Falls is even though we've made the game very challenging for ourselves, there are some really good fish up here. I think we can get about 1 more. This is going to be the last fish. Okay. So, all of that, and we got 4 fish thus far. This bread sells only for 20 and should give us at least some stam. And then we can keep going. I don't want to do too much fishing with you guys every episode. I'll try and limit that. But for the moment, we don't have a whole lot of mobility to get up here. So doing a little bit of bulk fishing is going to be important for us. And in the meantime, I can talk to you guys about kind of what we're thinking about doing for the channel. You guys will have noticed that there's currently a poll out for how far we want to go in Roots of Pacha. And at least thus far, you guys are voting for us to keep going with that. So we'll see how the poll comes out. I'm going to leave it up for about a week. Honestly, we've got pretty much until the time frame of finishing the first quest, the main quest line, to really make decisions like that. But I'm going to leave the poll up for about a week. Unless I've completely misjudged YouTube guidelines and don't know how to make a poll, which I'm not going to deny is entirely possible, you guys. Like, I am very new to this, but hopefully, yeah, I did not catch that. That was a rare fish, and we have a wooden fishing rod, so things like that will happen. But we'll see how that goes, and we'll see just how far we get in that. For the moment, for quite a while, I intend to keep releasing episodes of Pumpkin Days as well, because you guys do seem to be enjoying this one. If you agree or disagree with that statement, please feel free to let me know in the comments. But I'm looking at playing this one. I have been looking as well at Coral Island. I do own early access on that game, and the summer update just came out. But the thing is, with a game with that much graphic detail, and the way that we play these games, that one is going to be a little bit more tricky to get replayability on. So I was thinking, and you guys can throw that in next. I'll probably do a poll on that at some point when we either finish Roots of Pacha or we slow it down a bit, to see what you guys think about playing early access of that or waiting for the full release. I am leaning towards waiting for the full release, just so you guys get a good playthrough of that series, but we'll see. And we did actually catch that northern pike, so I'm thinking we actually want to go and try to get that quest, if we can. It is a ways out, but we'll see. We might be able to pull it off if we cut straight through. But if we can get a hold of that quest before passing out, and we've got a while before we pass out. We don't even have Z's above our head yet, so that's good. You do have to sleep in this game once every 23 hours, or you'll pass out when you hit 24. But we got up and it was broad daylight. I think it was 8 a.m. So we do have some time before we pass out. And you get a 6-hour warning of Z's above your head. So quarter day. And it's not going to take us 6 hours to get all the way back down to the village. And get all that taken care of, which is nice. Probably could have taken the bridge there. That probably would have been smart. I think this is the right way. Yeah. Right? That looks to be the town up there. Which should mean that this is also the town. I'm not incredibly accustomed to running around in this town at 1 in.the.morning on foot. I will admit, I'm not as familiar with Diamond Falls as I am some of the other towns. I'd say I'm actually more familiar with Diamond Falls than I am with the beach town. But I thought this would give a better challenge to the start. The beach town would be a lot of, oh, let's go get some coconuts. Oh, we got bit by a spider. And this at least is a bug-free zone. So we can get a little bit of gathering done with the flowers and such. And we can really focus on the very, very good fish that are in this town, as well as hopefully getting some tree crops. And even the regular crops in this town are regrowable, so that's nice as well. Or at least a vast majority of them are. But we're going to skip talking to that guy, mostly because we're just running to the signpost as fast as we can. And there's the one for the northern pike. That may have said 3 northern pike. Did that say 3 northern pike? 3 northern pike. Well, we may have to do some fishing again pretty soon here in another episode. We'll sell everything else. If we do miss that, we miss that, and that's fine. We'll cancel it out a day before it's due. But we don't have a whole lot of anything else. So we may have to start by fishing, to be completely honest. Though, thankfully, a lot of these fish are worth some decent money. See, the tetras are worth 40. The mullet is only worth 10. Some of these would be better to cook. But we're going to start just by selling the fish for a very good reason. We're also going to recycle this can real quick, because there's no Z's above our head yet. I think there's about to be. But we'll throw this can in. Oh yeah, I can't jump off that bridge still. There is one in another town that you can totally jump off of. It is not that one. Clearly. Those asparagus are actually done. I don't know that we're going to be able to harvest those, and I forgot to to recycle the swim trunks. Okay. Let's see how much this catfish is worth. Only 40. But at least it's worth 40. We're going to sell some of this stuff to start. And that's the menu, not closing the shipping bin. I knew that, guys. I did know that. My bad. And how is the mullet still in our inventory? Okay. So, that is the crafting table, which we do not want. That is what we do want. Okay. Yeah, we're not going to be able to harvest this until morning, but we'll be able to put potatoes in its place tomorrow, which is great. Or actually, probably more asparagus, just a little bit. We'll go ahead and give her a sleep. We're going to go until 8:30 in the morning. Alright, and we will wake up to things in the mail. Our asparagus being done, and most of our energy back. So, that should be good. We're not doing any lumber harvesting today. But we'll go ahead and get some of those things taken care of. But unfortunately, all that's going to have to wait. Because, as you know, with the saving of the game and the ending of the day, we've come to the end of the episode. So if you like what you see, please feel free to hit that thumbs up. And if you would like to see more, consider subscribing. But until next time, may the wind bring you on another journey. And have a good night.